Again, it's a quiet one. We're probably going to be seeing the possibility. Hang on a second here. Didn't realize we're getting a bit of an echo. There we go. That's better. Sorry about that. I want to make certain that nobody's hearing an echo coming through here. Sorry. For those of you who've never been here before, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onig. This is Weather Overtime, and again, this is our opportunity to talk a little bit more about what's going on with weather. But unfortunately, being the person who handles everything here, including camera, audio, everything else, definitely is a challenge to make certain that everything is where it is needed, ready to go on there. It is Tuesday evening. It is just past 10:15, and we are coming up on, again, what looks to be a pretty stormy period, especially south of us. Some pretty good tornado warnings in effect well down to our southwest around Jackson, Mississippi, as we are talking tonight. We'll be seeing more potential for some stronger conditions into the next couple of days. We'll talk more about that coming up here in just a little bit. Got questions? You can email them to us at aonic@wdef.com. You can go to our website, bottom of the screen, on both Twitch and YouTube for News 12, and we'll keep you updated on what's going on with the forecast. If you have any questions about what we're seeing out there in the near future, just go ahead and keep it tuned to News 12, and we'll let you know a little bit more about what may be coming our direction. Had some bad news with the start of the spring baseball season in downtown for tonight. Looking at the area into and around AT&T Field, which is where you see the light pylons, and right back that direction, that's the home of the Chattanooga Lookouts. And unfortunately tonight there was a decent amount of rain earlier, so the game was postponed. When it'll be made up, that could take a while, but of course this is April, and so we've got until about early September for all of that. Either way, the Chattanooga Lookouts did not have their first game tonight, and I was really looking forward to baseball season getting started, so we'll have more on that in just a little bit. Kind of hazy, good possibility of fog into and around the rest of the forecast for the rest of the evening. Temperatures have been pretty stable in the last couple of hours, back in the lower 60s, and so far, again, looking at some fairly quiet conditions overnight. Would not be surprised to see a dense fog advisory issued for portions of the area, so stay tuned again for more information on that. Quick check of some of the other cameras on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam network, which you can access at WDEF.com/weather. 153-64 Highway interchange in south central Chattanooga, looking off toward the west-southwest, and again, some decent amounts of fog already beginning to settle in. Going to see if we can make a time lapse out of this one. Plainview outdoor advertising camera for that. We've got clouds just above Broad Street. You're looking up at Lookout Mountain, which is kind of hard to see with nighttime out there, but the clouds, you can just barely see the lights of Ruby Falls out there in the distance, but we'll be looking at some thicker amounts of fog tonight and the potential of some more scattered showers in portions of the area. Had a pretty decent backup taking place of traffic earlier on, and right now, again, not too terrible where it comes to fog, but a good possibility this will be thickening up throughout the rest of the evening. Tomahawk crane and rigging camera, 75 north to all the way around the bend to 24 west, and 75 south heading down toward Dalton, Resaca, down toward Atlanta in this area. And so far, traffic kind of heavy for Tuesday night, but moving along pretty well at this time. Chattanooga Theater Center, tons of people out and about on the Speedy's Total Car Care camera earlier yesterday around Coolidge Park, trying to get a glimpse of the eclipse. Some really great pictures out there, and thanks to everybody for sending those along. But mainly just fog looking off toward Raccoon Mountain off there in the distance. And again, some fog out there, but visibility not too totally terrible for this evening. Chattanooga Zoo, thank you very much, News 12 engineering staff, for getting this fixed back up again. Looking generally back to the north across the 4th Street Bridge aqueduct there over the train tracks, and the northern portion of the Chattanooga Zoo main building. And again, that decent amount of fog, and also seeing again just a little bit of haze, and it's a very wet roof out there for this evening, so picking up again some of that activity, but not doing too bad. and we'll get you updated on the rest of the forecast coming up here in just a little while. Have to think this is something we did not see for today, so definitely want to thank our viewer Sarah Elizabeth Walker Jones for sending in a beautiful sunlit picture from downtown Chattanooga. Nice view looking off toward the west around the Chattanooga Aquarium, and something we did not see thanks to the clouds and the rainfall for today. Thank you very much. That's SEW Photography. If you'd like to see more of the works there, this is our Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day. And if you've got pictures, we'd love to see what you're seeing. You can drop them to our Facebook, X, or Instagram pages in the comments section. You can email them to us, or you can go to WDEF.com/photos, where you can both drop your pictures off and see what everybody else has been submitting. So really cool to be able to see a little bit of that out there. Almanac page for the day, just shy of an inch of rainfall, which has really helped us out in the deficit that we've been seeing. We're now just a fraction of an inch, about 4/10 of an inch off from where we should be for this time of the year, and just shy of an inch behind for the year itself. So not bad there. 64 with 72, the respective high temperature today, and the normal high very close to where we decently should be, about a category above normal on the low temperature area. So we have seen some fairly chilly conditions out there. Nowhere close to our record low, 30 degrees set back in 1966. So decent amount of time since our last record low, and 12 years after that, the record high of nearly 90 degrees. So we're getting into that time frame of the year where we're getting very toasty out there, so we'll see how well things go. At the bus stop in the morning, it is going to be a problem. May want to get the umbrella ready to go tonight. It looks like the best possibility of rain and maybe thunder will be late Wednesday afternoon and evening. In the morning, some scattered showers possible, but there will be the potential of some showers out there, so I would not be surprised if you wouldn't need the umbrella. So keep that in mind. Better potential of thunderstorms late Wednesday into around early Thursday, so that, again, might be just a bit of a problem for getting folks ready to go. Last but not least, on the outdoor activity, we could be seeing the potential of problems for any outdoor activities. That is where we see, again, some very mild temperatures, southerly winds keeping the numbers up by just a bit, but then we also see that chance of showers and thunderstorms coming on through. It hopefully is not going to be a big problem. The better possibility of showers and thunderstorms will be in the afternoon and evening hours toward about sunset. Increasing chances of showers through midday into early afternoon and evening, and that again should be the worst of the worst for tomorrow. There is still the possibility of severe weather. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little while. We've got a storm system developing over portions of Texas and all the way out toward the south central United States. That's helping to drive more moisture up this direction, and that is helping, again, a decent amount of moisture. That's the fuel for these thunderstorms. Then we see, again, the potential for this warm front, which is lifting up our direction. You can see the wind markers appearing on screen. Give me a second for the wind data to catch up. We look for this warm air to be surging northward into the next couple of days. We've already got some decent moisture here, but all this moisture coming in from off the Gulf is going to do a very good job of pushing even more warm, moist, unstable air up this direction. Then this storm system runs into it, and that is going to be the trigger for the possibility of more storms. The waves of energy already coming off of this area of low pressure way back over portions of Texas is helping to stir up some of these showers and thunderstorms. Tornadic weather, tornado warnings again around Jackson, Mississippi. That's the heaviest activity that we've got for right now. More activity like this could be heading our direction into the next couple of days. We'll time things out and give you an idea as to what we're looking at. So for tonight into tomorrow, as this warm front lifts back to the north, we will see some chances of showers, but I think most of the activity should be limited into overnight. Then tomorrow afternoon, especially back to the west of us, that's where we really start to see the potential of some more problems coming back this direction. That is where we see, again, the possibility of some more issues coming on through. and that is where we see again mainly the problem that we're looking at for right now is where we see again the possibility of some problems for tomorrow afternoon and evening. And that's where we're going to be, again, looking for this system to get a little bit closer to us for now. So that is where we see, again, the potential for the worst weather coming our direction into tomorrow. So that is where we could, again, see some more problems for right now. Looks like we're having some low data issues on YouTube. I apologize for that, but we're trying to get that taken care of. No idea what's going on at this point in time. Somebody must be standing on the garden hose of our internet's wire going out through the building for tonight. What's left of that storm system will get close enough to us again Wednesday night into Thursday. We're really going to have to watch that carefully. More showers, could be some rumbles of thunder on Thursday, and then we get into around Friday. That is where the storm system lifts away from us and gives us less in the way of showers. Matter of fact, some very dry conditions coming up starting on Friday and going right on into the weekend as high pressure moves on through and gets the dry air to come in from portions of the plain states. That in and of itself could be the main potential problem from where we've got, again, for right now. That's something we're going to be watching out for. Now, what are we looking at in the way of severe weather for tonight? Mainly what we're seeing is the potential here, the light green polygon. That, again, is just the potential of just a possibility of thunderstorms. Non-severe here, the severe threat well on down to our south and to our west. So that is where we're going to be seeing most of the worst conditions going on for tonight. Now, getting into tomorrow afternoon and evening, this looks to be pretty nasty taking place from around eastern Louisiana through southern Mississippi, southwestern Alabama. This is a moderate threat of severe weather. That's the second highest level that you can have. Whether or not this goes to a high threat, again, iffy, but because this area is so large, we may see that potential going on into portions of the area. So that, again, could be a bit of a concern there. So far, again, it does not look to be a major threat for us. What we are seeing is, again, the best possibility of severe weather. Northeastern Alabama, that yellow indicates a slight risk of severe weather, well down from the moderate threat here. And then the dark green polygon, that is showing, again, a marginal threat of severe weather for tomorrow. So the highest threat is slight, second highest is marginal, but here's the important thing. Everybody in the News 12 viewing area stands the possibility of getting some severe weather. So that is where we really have to watch out again for this potential problem for tomorrow. And this is mainly, again, most of it happening down here. This will be for us, it looks like late tomorrow afternoon and evening and into Thursday morning. Now, after that, that gets interesting as well to where we see a marginal threat for around Thursday, and that relatively early, and then the rest of the system moves off to the north and east into around Thursday afternoon. So starting off here early Thursday morning and going off toward the east from there. That's a marginal threat, and again, no sign of any slight risk of severe weather. This forecast for day 3, day 1 tonight, day 2 Wednesday, day 3 as we go into and around, excuse me, my camera shifted on Twitch, day 3 for Thursday. This forecast from the Storm Prediction Center was issued about 18 hours ago, so this is ancient where it comes to forecast standards. It's the best idea we have, but there is still going to be the possibility of maybe some stronger weather here. That's what we're really going to have to watch out for. Again, the main threat will be from damaging winds, secondary threat of isolated tornadoes, less of a threat of flash flooding and or hail. So that appears to be the worst of the worst conditions. But again, the main thing we're looking at here as we go from Wednesday into Thursday is going to be that potential for severe weather across portions of the area. So please keep that in mind. Tonight, when nothing is going on, that would be a very good time frame to make certain that your severe weather plan is in fact ready to go. So please review that and get that under control. If you don't have a severe weather plan, now is a very good time to actually make one. So make certain that you've got that all taken care of. So for the 7-day forecast, temperatures will tumble a little bit into the next couple of days. Doesn't look like much again for now, but we do see that chance of showers and thunderstorms. Slight risk, the heaviest risk, northeast Alabama for tomorrow, and Thursday a marginal threat coming in. After that, when that high pressure moves in from the south, that gives us some very nice weather right through the weekend as temperatures rebound from the 60s on Friday to the 80s on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. Tuesday into Wednesday, that'll be our next chance of showers coming on through. Doesn't look like much. And if there's any good news in this forecast, again, not great weather for the eclipse, not great weather for the lookouts. But on tax day Monday, and again, you've got until midnight Tuesday to get the scribblings and the calculations done. At least we have nothing going on in the way of major weather problems, no severe weather being seen at this time. So definitely good news on that. So hopefully you got that under control and get your all the taxes done. So one less thing to worry about if at all possible. So we'll keep you updated on that into the course of the next several days. What else do we have tonight? Let me see if, no, I haven't gotten that done yet. So let's talk about our friend in roofing, Langley, or let's see, friendinroofing.com weather poll, weather/science poll of the day. How long do pollutants such as dust and soot from wildfires and forest fires, how long do those generally remain in the air? 5 days, 10 days, 20 days, or 90 days, which the majority, 43% of you voted for. The actual answer is about 10 days, give or take, and 14% of you voted for that. This question courtesy of the NASA Climate Change website. A great opportunity to take a look at a lot more information about what humans are doing to the atmosphere, and more importantly, how we can fix that problem with information, data, and science. So a great opportunity to see a little bit more there. But that is our friendinroofing.com weather/science question of the day. And again, thanks to friendinroofing.com for being our sponsor and helping out on this. If you'd like to go to the page, a new poll will drop at midnight. You can go to WDEF.com/vote now, or you can go to the QR code here and vote. So thanks to everybody for participating. Other news for today, and nowhere near good news, unfortunately, the temperatures of the ocean are, let me get rid of this poll here for a second. The temperatures of the ocean, this is incredible, and it's incredibly bad to see this information here. The temperatures of the waters, especially in the tropics and the Atlantic, also into the Gulf, you can see the loop current right there going on through. The temperatures of the waters here are way above normal because the ocean is trying to absorb all of that heat of the atmosphere to help balance the temperatures of the planet. That is human-induced fossil fuel use causing this over-imbalance of temperatures. The temperatures you're looking at here, the ocean should not be this warm until mid-July. It's only early April. And that is exceptionally worrisome. You're saying, well, what's the big deal? The big deal is, number one, it should not be this warm. The ocean should cool off a little bit toward December into and around roughly March. And then as we go towards spring and summer, the ocean started absorbing heat, and we start seeing the potential of more unstable weather. And that's where you get the low pressures that become tropical storms and hurricanes. This warm this quickly is terrible news, because if we have temperatures this warm, it's going to be difficult to say what's going to be happening. We're moving into some very uncharted territory. This could be an exceptional, one of the worst hurricane seasons in living memory, if everything works according to what the forecasts that have just been issued. And if you'd like to see that, scroll back on my social media pages. You should be able to see more of that. Now, this being said, this is also where we start seeing more and more problems. This just issued today. Notice that dip right there is where from January through about April is where the coldest months of the ocean happen. the map here with that trapezoid from North America to Europe to Africa to South America, this is the measurement area of the temperatures we're looking at for the North Atlantic, north of the equator and the intertropical convergence zone. So this is the area we're looking at. The dashed line is the average, the mean of what we see from these numbers over the course of the years. And this temperature readings go back 40 years, basically, from 81 to this year so far. This red line from January of 2023 stayed above all of the temperatures on this survey for the Atlantic Ocean sea surface temperature. It peaked way above normal in August and September. It sank, but it was still, even in wintertime, much warmer on that red line. And then we start off here in 2024 with that bright red line, and all the way to here we are in April, and even that is warmer than last year's number, which is warmer than most of these numbers down here. Well put together. This is exceptionally terrible news. This is why we need to get fossil fuels under control. This is why we need to understand more about climate change. We are looking at what could be some catastrophic changes to our oceans if we can't get fossil fuels out of the picture, reduce the amount of carbon dioxide, and again, go forward with clean, renewable energy. That is just the way it works. And this from a researcher at the University of Miami Rosenstiel School, Senior Research Associate Brian McNulty, from his tweet today. This is the 400th consecutive day of record-breaking ocean temperatures in the North Atlantic. This is incredible, and not in a good way. And this is one of the things that we really need to watch out for, because this, again, just marks complete and total, basically, weather insanity, to where we get into the next several decades. What is this going to do to long-term forecasts? It may totally rewrite the books where it comes to forecasting. And this is something that, again, needs to be paid attention to. And I cannot emphasize what we're looking at here is exceptionally terrible conditions. We could be seeing stronger hurricanes, longer lasting hurricanes, more hurricanes, and quite possibly, like we've been seeing with wildfire season, which essentially never ends anymore in the American West, we may be looking at a worse and worse situation where it comes to hurricanes and tropical weather along the coast, the Gulf, the Caribbean. This is really just intensely bad news. You owe it to yourself to learn more about climate change, what it's doing to the forecast models, what it's doing to our potential weather in the future, way into the future, both close by in the next couple of decades and centuries from now. This is why our elected leaders need to know more about the science of climate change and why it is so important. This is something that cannot be ignored. It cannot just be shuffled off, and it is getting worse and worse the longer we don't do anything. So this is something that really needs to be taken into account. I'll get off my soapbox here. Again, just make certain that you know that there's a lot more that can be done, and we're the ones who need to make certain that we are doing something about that. Now, if you would like to know more about any of this, I post a ton of information available on my social media pages, which you can find at various locations. All you have to do, I'm trying to get back on Facebook. They've locked me out because someone in New Orleans tried to hack my account, and there's nothing that I can do about it for right now, unfortunately. But I'm also on YouTube, Tumblr, Counter Social, Mastodon, Twitch, Post, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. So if you'd like to follow along or send me an email message, aonic@WDEF.com, and would love to know more about what you're looking at out there. Again, please keep up to date with the latest weather information. We'll keep you advised as to what may be heading our direction. We see, again, the potential for some stronger weather coming up our direction in the next couple of days. Let me just run this by real quick and see what we're looking at. Again, I would not be surprised to see a dense fog advisory tomorrow morning, and it looks like we're going to see some areas that could pick up some decent amounts of fog overnight. Noticing around the area of Mont Eagle, back over toward Grundy County, Tennessee, about a little less than a mile visibility there. In between the heights in the valley areas, we could be seeing some pretty good fog. Less than a mile in Lafayette, Georgia. So far, again, limited visibility back up toward the Hiwassee River and over toward the Tennessee River Valley up toward I-40. But tomorrow morning, we could be seeing some very low visibilities in parts of the area, so please keep that in mind if you're going to be doing anything out there. That should do it for tonight. We've only been on for about 25 minutes, but otherwise not doing too bad on there. I'm going to go ahead and send it back to your regular Tuesday night for more information. Again, with what's going on, we'll have more on News 12 coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. And Chip Chapman will have more on your forecast, including into tomorrow morning. Stay tuned for his forecast on News 12 morning show starting at 5 a.m. Eastern. And I'll be back with you tomorrow night with more information about what's going on with this possibility of severe weather in portions of the area. Again, drop by our website, WDEF.com/weather, and don't forget to follow along with, again, more. Email me with questions, concerns, ideas, criticisms, if you absolutely must, aonic@WDEF.com at the bottom of your screen there. Live and direct from Southeast Tennessee, Chattanooga, downtown, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Aonic from the WDEF News 12 studios. Thanks for joining us for Tuesday night's Weather Overtime, our exclusive video weather blog, and we'll see more about the forecast again tonight on News 12 at 11, and we'll see you back here again for another Weather Overtime on Peak of the Week Wednesday. Thanks for joining us.